He-Lion, and the masters of the Dawniverse. I am Recent, Prince of Darkness and Defender of the Secrets of Valaris. This is Feyre, my fearless mate. Fabulous secret powers were revealed to me the day my dad killed my friend's dad. I received the power of the High Lord and said, "By the power of the Cauldron!
He-Lion!
I have the power!"
Tick, 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 tick on the wall. Maybe you could have it all. Get down on your knees and pray. Maybe she will let you stay. Good enough if you play the game. Here comes the music, don't resist. Gotta keep on moving. Here comes the music, just give in. Gotta keep on moving.
Nice.
Cool.
Okay.
Good spike on mine.
Did you guys know about Bruce Springsteen's Long Journey Home?
Is it like the journey itself, or is it like a name of an album or something like that?
He's not dead, right?
I don't know.
Okay, I don't know, because that's on time.com. I was just worried that, like, it was an article, like, Bruce Springsteen's Long Journey Home into God's Arms or something.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to close time.com now. We're on...
If Bruce Springsteen died, we would know, because Cookie Monster would tweet about how he deserved it.
Is that real?
Damn.
Cookie Monster doesn't like Bruce Springsteen.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Then
I hate that
means
we're
Bruce.
We're a minute into our first episode of the new book.
I'm gonna bleep Cookie Monster out of the. So
said his name. Yeah, I don't love that.
Okay. I'll put something.
If you bleep it, I'm just gonna say his name a bunch and make you do a bunch of editing work. I'm just gonna
bleep it in the first minute so we don't get demonetized.
No, we're not getting monetized.
One thing that I bet you didn't know, Joe, is that legally we are owned through a series of shell companies by Disney, and so this show is actually gonna get taken off the air. Okay,
we'll get suspended briefly until an open letter from shareholders forces us back onto the air.
Basically,
damn, that sucks because like Jimmy Kimmel was going to mention us on his next episode, but now he can't. So he'll get canceled. Like he'll get dragged down with us.
Yeah.
When he tearfully does a not apology that still backtracks on anything of any value that he said that got him canceled in the first place because he's a fucking coward.
Did he do that?
I don't think he.
I thought I saw everybody talking about how cool he was about not backtracking.
No, he didn't backtrack.
Yeah.
I don't think he backtracked. He just talked about like he's like I didn't. All he was clarifying.
I didn't mean to hurt anybody's feelings. I didn't mean to hurt anybody's feelings. I'm Jimmy Kimmel. Fuck you.
I don't think he backtracked. I think that was just him being like, I didn't. Hold on. We shouldn't talk. We really shouldn't.
No, I can't talk about this more. I like absolutely don't.
1000%.
All I said was is Bruce Springsteen dead? And then Joe's like, let's talk about this.
And Joe said, hold my beer. Let me talk about some problematic shit out of the game.
All right. Bruce Springsteen is well and alive, and he would want us to continue, if he was still with us, to continue on the show, which is A Court of Bros and Broses. This is a podcast where three straight men are on a maiden voyage through Sarah J. Maas's Court of Thorns and Roses series, and maybe we'll learn something along the way. I've learned some things, I think, already. So
we've learned that Sarah her writing gets progressively better as
it does. I agree.
Continues.
And
I also learned that I miss Jennifer Ikeda really, really badly.
I do miss her. I think this person's fine because I also put her on 1.2 speed and like it fixes the pacing of the book to me. But
we should say our names real quick.
We should say our names. I am Nero.
Yeah.
I am Patrick.
I am Joe.
There we go. That's all of us.
But yeah, I know I like the new recording. So I started listening to it a couple days ago, and I kind of forgot we were recording today, so I had to frantically listen to it a couple days ago, which also meant that due to I usually only listen in the car, so I had to listen to it while I was driving my son to daycare in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And I've listened to podcasts and stuff with him in the car before, and he doesn't seem like he's really at the age where he really registers and listens to words that are happening.
Yeah. That's
but his vocabulary is getting better. And I found out that he is listening because on the way to daycare this time, as I was listening to this segment of the book, he started repeating words that he knew. Oh. And so I'd be listening to the book, and it was like, oh, he looked into my eyes lovingly. And I hear from the back seat, eyes, 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 eyes. or I'll hear, and then the next segment was like, Ianthe will get her hands on any man she can, and then from the back seat, hands.
It's like that is definitely that's definitely the same energy I bring whenever I hear like an announcement over a loudspeaker in Spanish, and I'm like, saluda, or whatever. And like I catch more.
So yeah, when I see a Spanish billboard like for an accident lawyer, I'm just like, oh, accidents de trabajo. Trabajo means work. It's always on 285.
So that was my son in the back seat. I can't look into this book in the car with him anymore because I'm afraid he's gonna start like repeating or learning words that he should learn in this book.
Wow. Yeah, he's gonna start shouting manhood from the back.
Mating bond.
Yeah, mating bond.
Forearms.
Wow, that's pretty cool. It's honestly like you're raising a little parrot right now. You're in the parrot phase.
Oh, it's great. It's very funny. I mean, as you heard on one of the outtakes from a few episodes ago where he just says bitch.
It's
true. Like I can just say a word and he will repeat it, which is funny when it happens intentionally, but it's even funnier when I say a word without realizing I said a word, and then I hear my son from across the room repeat the word I just said.
Nice. I do like that.
Funny.
Well, we've got a lot of new words.
Speaking of bitches, though.
Oh my god.
Feyre, between books 2 and 3, got the bad bitch upgrade.
I think that's true.
That is, she's insane.
This is exactly what I said what I was hoping was going to happen when we were talking about predictions. Her being in this area again, I think she's just on fucking no fucks given mode, and she's just she's like, I rule this place. This is my, you're in my world now.
Yeah, and like you're trapped in here with everyone. Me.
Yes. That's exactly it. That's exactly it. I'm not stuck in here with you. You're stuck in here with me.
Right. I do also want to comment that like I do think I even see like another improvement in like the writing and everything. Like I think the prose and everything is flowing better and all that. So good work on that, Sarah. I'm really trying to gas up Sarah because I still am aiming to have her on like the finale episode of this show.
We'll just tell her not to listen to any of the episodes.
I'm going to tell her that we love all of it, and she's hopefully not going to bother to listen to double check.
I don't think. Look, I don't think she's going to sit there and say book 1 was some work of art. I think she's rich enough, and I think she's self-aware enough to just.
I like to think
shoot straight with us.
I like to think that she'd be. I'd like to think that she'd be excited about talking to us about people who like started off not liking it and ended up liking it. You know. Like that would be interesting to talk to somebody about.
But I do think that this narrator is taking away from the prose of book 3 because her problem is Jennifer, while like reading very slowly and speaking very slowly, she put emphasis into the dialogue that I really appreciated, that delivered the dialogue as it was written. This new narrator that I can't remember her name, she doesn't deliver the dialogue well, where it's actually not, she's delivering it in a way that is not how it's supposed to be read, and she doesn't do any attempt at voices, and then just the delivery is so wrong that it actually breaks the pacing to me.
I would say give her a chance, because if you remember correctly, Joe, in the first book, you did nothing but fucking drag Jennifer. You hated her in the first book.
Look, I don't think she's top-notch either, but relative, I still think that she at least gave the line delivery that was required to convey the emotion and message of a dialogue line.
But I think she came into that in the second book better as she became more familiar with the content. Because in the first book, you did not like her, and in the second book, you came around on her. So I think if we give this new narrator time, maybe we'll warm up to her a little bit.
Yeah, I
there
think
are
so.
So many voice actors. There are so many actors. There are so many people that you could hire to do this fucking #1 blockbuster selling series. But why are they getting these random people?
I don't think they're random people. I think these are people who normally.
I
like,
have to believe
Sarah
this
didn't
is a
just.
person who's. I'm going to do some looking at
Yeah,
this.
my gut would say that Sarah didn't.
Person off the street.
I don't.
Sarah
think so.
opened her door of her house. Someone was walking by and she said, "Hey, you know what books are? Come here. I'm gonna have you read something from me real quick."
Do you know about books?
Amanda Lee Cobb.
Amanda Lee Cobb. Oh look,
calling you out.
She's got 128 credits as a narrator on Audible.
Yeah, Joe. To be clear, Amanda, if you're listening to this, I think you're doing a fine job at the beginning. We're only a few chapters in. We'll see where this goes. We'll see how this explores. Joe is the one who doesn't like you.
I'm gonna wait to give my review.
Well, hold on. She has how many credits?
It's listed as 128 results for her narrating on Audible. A lot of them are separate editions of the same book or whatever, but that's still a lot
Okay,
of
well,
books.
how many episodes of this podcast do we have? I'm not good at this.
Okay.
That is like repetition. Like that doesn't mean shit. Like your number of at bats doesn't mean anything. How many hits does she have?
I mean,
I'll sort by rating to tell you. Then I don't know.
Jennifer Akeda only has 90.
Falling behind. Okay, I think it's too early to be bashing on my buddy Amanda. Although I do miss Jennifer, but we'll see. I do want to give her a shot here.
Well, Jennifer became the voice that I heard when I thought of
When I slept at
that
night,
also
yeah.
became the problem.
Like she was the one narrating my like dreams and nightmares alike. Okay, we have to talk about this book. So this is a
Sorry, I feel like I'll cut in one last time and I'll stop interrupting.
That's not true. Don't fucking
Gosh,
lie to me. And say
I don't
this is
believe
the last
that.
time you're gonna cut in.
No.
Hey, I did a good job of not interrupting last episode with the round table. Now I get to make up for it. But because I was afraid of your wife, Patrick. But I had to come in hot this episode because I have been listening and I've realized I have not had hot takes really for the last couple of episodes. I said the last couple of episodes. That's why I came in hot. I had to come in hot as fuck for book 3 to remind you all who the fuck you're listening to.
Oh my god.
Yeah, in the last episode, Joe admitted that he liked the romance stuff better than any of the lore and world building. So maybe it's just that Joe's been replaced by like some
changeling.
doppelganger for a couple episodes, and now Joe's back.
Do we have
I'm released from my prison.
Great. Do we have like a code word that we can test or a question that only the real Joe would know? So if a changeling comes in, we'll know what it is. Let's think about this while we're recording.
Well, yeah, we'll come back to this. I'm sure we could ask him about.
Be prepared to bleep it.
I'm sure we can just ask this, whoever is claiming to be Joe, we can probably just ask this person about some protected group of people and see what he has to say, and that'll probably give us, if you're
Joe, if you're the real Joe, write into the show and tell us where you're being hidden.
I'm right here, baby. Let's go.
Okay.
And tell us what you think about Australians.
All right, Patrick, what is a thing that you like? What's a sincerely held belief and a thing that you like? Fucking throw it out there.
Are you going to try and drag it? Okay. My sincerely held belief is that Joe is a good person.
Wow.
Bullshit. Joe's a dog shit human being. Do you even know him?
It's the real Joe. It's him.
I like to believe that you calculatedly picked Australia as one of the few countries where like the country is not tied to a specific ethnicity.
Australia is dope.
Yeah,
Coolest accent.
They have kangaroos there. All right, we got to talk about this. Resend is here. He's back. We get a little bit. So we have like a little prologue that's like a little short thing with Resend 2 years before the wall.
And it at least as of right now, it feels completely unrelated to anything. I'm sure maybe
I assume the setup. This setup will absolutely have to come back later. I mean, like
it didn't set anything up though. It had no purpose. We already knew all this.
Yeah, it was all information we knew already, and they just talked about it again. I'm like, why? What's the point of this chapter? And why can't this be a flashback later on when it's actually relevant? Like if they're gonna call back to this in like 60 hours or something like that, just talk about it then. I don't know. It felt silly.
Yeah, it was a little bit weird. I agree. Actually, it probably could be placed later in the book as a quick flashback. Anyway, so we don't really learn much here. Just see something from one of the battles, or actually after, I believe, a battle during the war between the humans and the Fae, like hundreds of years ago.
And Reese spends most of this, like, he finds a bunch of bodies, and he sees, like, Illyrian wings poking out of corpses of non-Illyrians, and he's constantly digging through bodies, like, worried that one of them's going to be Cassian. That's kind of the whole point of this flashback, is he's really worried about Cassian.
Yeah, but we already know that, so, all right, let's move on to the first chapter. So yeah, this is basically exactly kind of what we were talking about before, and kind of what I was hoping for, which is, like, Farah's in, like, sort of espionage mode, and
I was hoping for that.
I
said that.
No,
you were worried that she was gonna have. You were worried that she was gonna have to have sex with Tamlin.
I was worried the entire duration of these chapters that was gonna happen.
Yeah.
No fucking way. Farah would not let that shit happen.
I know, but she is
manipulating the fuck out of everyone there. The only person who's onto her is Alice. That's because Alice is the goat.
Well, okay,
Yeah,
I mean,
Alice is goated.
Alice
yeah.
is one. Okay, true. One, Alice is goated. Two, Lucian also does know, but is not goated. So he doesn't-
Also, dude, they did it. We doubted it. We'll get to it. We doubted it in the last book. We're like, how are they going to reform Lucian? She's fucking doing it, man.
She's already doing
Sarah is also the goat of reforming characters that suck.
Wow.
It is insane.
I mean, Lucian hasn't really gotten fully reformed, but they're already we're
Yeah.
already starting to care about him a little bit again. I'm like, you got me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm interested for sure, and I do, and I said that in the last thing too. That like, I'm 100% sure that she's gonna do like a redemption arc for him. I'm still. This again, I'm gonna repeat. I know there will be some sort of redemption arc for Tamlin. I just don't feel strongly that I will buy it, whatever it is. But we'll see.
Yes.
We'll see.
I can't. Look, even for Sarah, the master of redemption arcs, I don't think she can pull it off. I think we're
So
too
far,
deep.
it seems like the quote in heavy quotes redemption arc they're playing out for Tamlin is just that he's a naive, stupid fucking idiot who's been played by everyone around him. And I didn't know any better. That's gonna be his redemption arc. Is like, I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Oh gosh, I'm sorry.
I didn't know Fairy Hitler was gonna do war crimes. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Anyways,
yeah, Fair is kind of prowling around the spring court, but she's doing it in style because she is basically just being. She is outwardly. I will say actually this. She is outwardly doing a good job of balancing being both the like wife that Tamlin has created in his head, like the ideal picture of, but also continuing to be her self as she was, a little bit stubborn, a little bit like, saying like putting her foot down about things that she cares about, etc. Like she's not just sitting by and like being like a dainty little princess for him. Like she's convincingly being like, I'm going to take part in your meetings. I'm going to sit here and talk with you about tactics, etc. Like, because I am part of this court, etc., etc. So like I do think that she's doing a very good job of being not even just what Tamlin expected her or wanted her to be when she comes back, but like a little bit more than that, to the point that I think it's doubly as convincing. I don't know if that makes sense.
Because it does. I mean, she's leaning into. She's created this perfect
like a persona.
Yeah. She's
This is
creating
a reference to Persona 5. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Not Persona 4, only Persona 5. Yeah, she's created this perfect persona that is believable, and everything you just said were like believable in the sense that this is who Tamlin thinks and expects her to be. Basically, the girl from before, but also the girl who has quote like been through trauma in the night court, and she can keep being like, oh, this trauma, I'm sorry, I can't do this thing because of the trauma, and she always like all this stuff that Tamlin expects to happen, but then like playing back into like, because she did, and these are things that happened in the second book, where Tamlin didn't want her to include her in things, but she wanted to go hunting, she wanted to be in the meetings, and she made a fuss about it. So I think by like Tamlin not allowing that stuff before and then losing her, she can now kind of play back into that as like, hey, this time I'm going to be included in the meetings. I'm gonna have the freedom around the thing. And Tamlin, who's just so eager and happy
So
to have her
relieved,
back,
like,
is like, of course, anything you want. And then she is like using that to her advantage, which is great.
No, that 100%. Like I think that this is like a really good, like essentially character she's created, and I think it's like. But I wonder if, because I mean obviously we'll talk about it when we get there about like Alice knows exactly what's up, but like I wonder if the other people working in the estate, like in Tamlin's house, who knew her before and can see her now, have any inkling or suspicion, or if it's everyone's just like kind of minding their own business or whatever. I'm curious. My question is Tamlin the only person who can't see this, or is it just like
I don't think so.
I don't. Yeah, I think he can't be the only one. There's no.
I think this House of Cards is going to come crashing down a lot sooner than she would like, because
I think she even says later, I think she even says in her mind like, I have like maybe a few weeks of making this ruse work before this comes. But so
it all kicks off with her painting, which she is painting what she wants Tamlin and Lucian to think that she would be painting. Like she's painting exactly what the old Feyre would have wanted to paint, which she even acknowledges is probably her best work, but it is soulless and heartless. It is just, and then she burns up one of the paintbrushes with her. She's just like demonstrating casually throughout this entire chunk of chapters mastery
of all of her powers. Like, she did just level the fuck up since book 2.
She's using her powers so casually to her advantage and helping to craft this persona and like protect. It's incredible. She's using her powers so naturally in a way that no one sees too.
Yeah, because she is now the High Lady of the Night Court, which does, I imagine, comes with power.
Yeah, we learned that it does confer actual physical like magic powers or whatever.
Did we learn that officially in book 2?
Yeah, they did mention that. Like there is power that
they mentioned.
Comes
I think it was when Rhys's dad dies and when Tamlin's dad dies. Like when the High Lords of their when their dads die, they felt the power of the High Lords.
The title conveys power to them, like that is physical
and they
in
did
some
make
way.
a comment where she now shares some of Rhys's power when she got the High Lady thing. So that also explains her kind of
leveling up again.
Well, she had the whole training montages, not montage, but throughout book 2 she was training. But then this also adds to why she has this enhanced mastery. But yeah, then Lucian shows up and is like, "Hey, Ianthe's gonna be here." She's like, "What? Oh my god, that's crazy. Okay, I'll go talk to her." Like pretending to be all scared. But then even Lucian's like, "What are you doing?"
Lucian's constantly doing that like Futurama Fry squint eyes gift. At every single opportunity, he's just like squinting his eyes at Pharaoh, okay.
Mm-hmm. And then even Lucian's like, "You're not." He's like, I just want to talk to Ianthe just to figure out her, her motives and, just better understand why she did what she did. And he just straight up says to her, "You're not that dumb. Like, why are you doing this?"
I will say about Lucian, I do think that, one, he is 100% sure that Feyre is not telling them the whole story. I think that, on the other hand, he has no idea of the depths to which she has gone, like that she's the High Lady of the Night Court, like something like that. Like, that's probably not even crossed his mind a little bit. Yeah. I think that he mostly just thinks that, like, she has, I think he does not believe that she has, like, lost her memory or whatever, though. It seems like he is playing along because he doesn't really have any other options. Because I think there is one point even where he kind of pushes her about it, right, in the set of chapters.
I don't think that Lucian suspects that she hasn't lost her memory or so. I just think Lucian doesn't. He thinks something is up. I just don't think Lucian is smart enough to understand what is up. Because to him,
we'll get to in the later chapters. He does know, I think, what is
does he know?
Knows more about what has happened in the past.
Well, he because to him, Rhys is still that fucking bad guy. Mm-hmm. Rhys is still the bad, scary guy. So, like, trying to understand that No, Waffles, don't rub yourself on the mic. Sorry, Kat is rubbing herself on the microphone.
Patrick had a box of Eggo waffles he was rubbing against the mic and then started talking to it as a reference to the game friction. Date Everything.
Yeah. My cat's name is Waffles, and also I have a box of Eggo waffles nearby on hand at all times, unrelated.
Self-defense.
Always.
Sorry,
always.
What? The waffles are for self-defense?
Well, they're for my son. They're to distract him if I need him. If he attacks me, I throw a waffle to distract him.
That's convenient because you can kind of toss it like a frisbee, get some distance in there. Okay.
It's good. It's a good way of distracting a toddler. Always have waffles on hand if you ever get attacked by a toddler. I don't even know what I was saying before this.
Yeah, something about Lucian. So he's...
I think Lucian suspects that something's up, but he can't... I don't think he has enough information to piece it together because to him, Rhys is still a bad guy. So, he can't really... Unlike Alice, which, not to get ahead of ourselves, but, Alice does have the information, so she's able to piece together what happened because she has information, which we'll talk about. But Lucian doesn't have that.
Also good to note...
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, also good to note that Lucian's room is across the hallway from Feyre's new room that she is staying in.
Important foreshadowing.
For later.
Yeah. Oh, but yeah, with Lucian, too, there's probably, too, an element of Feyre's sister, his mate, Elaine, is with Rhys. And if Feyre was truly convinced that Rhys was a monster, she'd be freaking the fuck out constantly about and never ending that we need to go get her back, but she's not. So Lucian's is probably like, why are you not constantly freaking the fuck out that your sister is in mortal danger?
They talked about it.
And he asks this, too.
She's like,
Feyre.
he wouldn't hurt them because then he wouldn't have leverage anymore or whatever. But it's a kind of a flimsy excuse, honestly.
Yeah. So they do get back to Ianthe, where Ianthe shows up and is all, dressed like she normally is as a priestess with the robe, and is just like, oh, I'm so sorry, Feyre. It was a bad call on my part. I just wanted to give you what you always wanted. I thought you were just afraid that you'd live forever and your sisters would die like mortals do. So I
did this for you.
Immortal with you, yeah.
Just the worst.
The
absolute fucking
just like,
worst.
The fuck? What are you talking about, you dumb idiot?
When I was reading this, because I had assigned all the other characters, I realized we didn't cast Ianthe in our previous episode.
I did.
Oh,
I did it as a bonus casting.
What did you?
I did. What's her name? Anya.
Anya Taylor-Joy.
Anya Taylor-Joy. Yeah.
That's not a bad pick, but I feel like we need somebody more sneaky. Somebody who I would never trust a word out of their mouth.
Oh, you're saying Anya Taylor-Joy already is someone who looks sus.
It's like, okay, it needs to be somebody who looks pleasant at first, and then you're like, oh my god, I've been deceived this whole time because
I think that's Anya Taylor-Joy. I think about her in Queen's Gambit and stuff, playing this innocent girl.
I think about her driving a big car into an oil rig and exploding it and killing hundreds
I still
of
haven't
people.
seen Furiosa.
That movie's so good.
I still haven't seen it. I know. I want to see it. It's on the list.
I think Lily Rose Depp is a pretty.
That's not bad. I like her.
Off-putting.
Lily Rose Depp, is that a Depp child?
That is Johnny Depp's daughter. Yeah, she's been in a few things now though. She's pretty good.
Yeah, she was in Nosferatu.
Yeah, that's right.
Honestly, she kind of has a similar vibe to Anya Taylor-Joy.
Yeah, she has that pretty.
She's got the same vibe, but she's 3 times as expensive because of her last name.
Yeah, we'll get her to remove the hyphen, and then we'll get her. But she has that off-putting vibe to her.
Yeah, I don't think she has. Yeah.
Anyway, so
I'm also picturing the red priestess from
the D&D movie.
Oh yeah, who was? I don't remember who that was. But I brought this up only because in my head, I guess I didn't have a character in here, so for some reason Taylor Swift slotted in here as Ianthe. Because I think, Joe, you mentioned her as a joke character on your fucking fake casting list on the last episode.
That was real.
That was real, sorry. By the way, I got a lot of positive comments on that. Lindsay told me that you pulled an extremely good long con, so thank you. So, okay.
Yeah, you guys assisted with that. Thank you for...
Yeah, we played right into your fucking hands, dude.
Well, you caught me off guard. The first two, obviously, because we spread out, we set this up for him purposely. With
we did, 100%. We could not have done this any better.
We'll start with Feyre and Rhys and finish with Tamlin, and Joe sitting over there being like, yes, perfect. And we did not plan that.
Because we were
as soon as you did, I was like, this is... Oh, I was like, these idiots. This is perfect.
No, I walked right into that.
My dumb joke is now an elaborate con.
Right. So Ianthe basically is just like, ooh, I saw we, and everyone's like, I don't know, man, except Tamlin, who's like, she must be Sawi.
She apologized.
Look at her. She's so Sawi. But
that is Tamlin's just level of intelligence.
That is kind of where we are, yeah. I think Lucian is about to lose his fucking marbles on her, especially because she's like, oh, obviously, okay, here's one thing, is that I think that it is doing a disservice to Lucian's character such that, because it makes it feel like he only cares about what happens to Feyre's sisters now because one of them is his mate or whatever.
Yes, and it's a woman he didn't even know fucking existed. And until a few weeks ago, and suddenly he's like, Elaine, where's Elaine? She's my mate.
He's scribbling her name on the cover of his diary, and
I'm like, dude, she hasn't said a single fucking word to you. You didn't know she existed, and because suddenly a mating bond snapped into place, it consumed your entire being, and it's the only reason you want to do anything good is suddenly your mate is in despair.
Yeah.
Dude,
so
I think
okay,
it's gonna be a situation of I think we're gonna learn more about. I think we're gonna learn more about his perspective of book 2 throughout this.
Yeah,
where it might just be a Jaime Lannister situation where we don't necessarily forgive your actions, but you do enough good going forward where your capacity to change is what we then begin to judge you off of.
Yeah.
As an audience.
Yeah.
I mean, they already did a little bit of that with him. He even, like, I think Farah questions him at some point in these chapters about why he went to the King of Hybern at the end of the previous book, and he said he did so because he wanted to make sure she was okay or something like that. Like,
he did it for her, which we'll get to when we get to that chapter. Like, there was
we should keep plowing on. So
we should keep going. Okay, so
I think it's still too early, but we'll get there.
Yeah,
Ianthe apologizes.
Right, Tamlin pretty much accepts her apology at face value, which was insane to me. Lucian does not buy it, and neither does Farah, obviously. But Farah again kind of balances this perfect persona of like, I don't forgive you for what you've done, but I'm willing to work with you, because that is where we are, rather than the true feeling she has, which is I'm going to like drag your brains out of your eye sockets when I'm done with you.
I think she said, she's like, I can't wait to see Ianthe again because I got to imagine how I'm going to fucking dice her up into tiny bits.
Yeah, chop her up into a little stew.
She gets her so fucking hard in these chapters. Farah goes hard in these chapters. She gets Ianthe's ass.
I do like that.
Spoiler alert, sorry. But like she gets her way better than just straight up murdering her.
I mean,
okay. So we do find out one thing which is nice, which is that like even though Hybern has guaranteed Tamlin that like the people of the Spring Court will not be harmed, he's mapped out the area that the Hybern's forces are going to march through, and he has relocated all the people in the Spring Court out of that area just in case, because he is at least conscious enough to know that those people are probably in the line of fire. So that was something.
And this is when I realized too, what did Tamlin, obviously he's a short-sighted moron, but what did he think was going to happen when, if all of this went according to plan, he gets Farah back, the Nazis are still occupying France? Like,
but
Tamlin is France. Holy shit.
Well, actually, no, they didn't invade, and he didn't put up a good fight. He invited the Nazis in, but
that's
like,
true.
There's Hybern is still going to occupy here. They're still going to invade the human lands. They're still going to do the war crimes they did before. Nothing has changed. Like,
to him though, he's bought immunity for the Spring Court. He thinks he has bought immunity for the Spring Court, which is incredibly naive.
I think the main root of the stupidity of this plan is just that he believes like what Hybern has said, like he's taking his word, which is just not a thing. So
it's crazy that he was just like, oh yeah, the Spring Court will get immunity. Fuck everybody else. I'll get my property, Farah back. The Spring Court gets immunity. Everything else will burn, but that'll be fine.
Yep, I don't know.
Yeah.
My job is done here.
Yeah.
So anyway, the next day,
Jurian
shows up with two commanders from Hybern, which end up being the children. They're twins, right?
Yeah, they're like brother and sister, but like Farah keeps commenting that they seem to be in a romantic relationship.
Sirius Jaime Lannister and Cersei Ives.
Yeah, 100%.
100%, yeah.
They're like feeding each other, just...
Yeah,
it's weird though. Like one of them will chew the food up and then baby bird it into the other one's mouth.
Yeah, into the other one's mouth. That was it was a weird detail to include that, but I guess it did help paint a picture. So Jurian shows up with these two, and he's basically here to like survey the wall and find out where they should like tear it down. Basically, where the magic is weakest once they have the cauldron like back at its full power, and so they're supposed to like stay at Tamlin's place and everything for a few days while they do this. So they get here, and Farah of course needs to confront the fact that like Jurian is very directly the one who like took his sisters against their will and like transformed them into fairies and everything. In a process that, again, let's just remind people, very well could have killed them both easily.
Yeah, like very painful process.
Yeah.
And we also learn that they are here because, I think you may have said it, but they are here because the cauldron has to restore its strength. So we do learn that the process of converting two humans into fairies greatly diminished the power of the cauldron. So they do have this time frame currently where, the greatest asset of Hybern is not operational. And I do want to say also that Jurian right now reminds me. I think he could be casted as Bronn from Game of Thrones. He gives those vibes throughout this.
I don't
this
mind
chapter.
that. I did like the Robert Pattinson suggestion from before, especially
I like Robert Pattinson.
we watched the Batman again this weekend. Lindsay had not seen it yet, and I was pointing at him, and I was like, and she was like, "Yeah,
yeah."
But yeah, no, I think this part is where I feel
Oh
like,
my gosh, Edward Pattinson has played 2 Batmen.
yeah. Are you just figuring that out? He was also a Batman in Twilight.
Yeah, I just didn't think about that. Sorry.
Also, you called him
Did you
Edward
say-
Pattinson.
Yeah.
Which I don't want to skip
Hey,
over.
why I said Edward Pattinson? Oh,
You did,
right.
yeah.
His
His
right?
name is
Robert
Robert.
Pattinson.
But that's
sorry.
fine. You've unlocked his long lost twin brother Edward. Someone Google Edward Pattinson. So let's see here.
As I said it sounded wrong, but I couldn't figure out what his name really was because I was thinking about Edward
So,
from Twilight too much.
This is the part that I feel like I feel like Tamlin should have maybe really stepped in here. Like, I don't know what he thinks this version of Feyre that she has concocted is going to do when Jurian shows up at this point. Like, you know what I mean? Like, how is even the Persona 5 Royal that Feyre has like concocted here, like, even that person, how would that person be able to be in the same room as Jurian at this point without like fucking ripping his face off, right? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I feel like Tamlin should maybe have caught that something strange is going on here, or rather, I don't know, that Feyre's hiding something. Regardless,
You're right. I think Tamlin should have watched Face Off before this happening.
yeah, he should have watched Face Off.
Yeah.
Yeah, Face Off, which was who was in that? John Travolta and Edward Pattinson, right?
Nicolas Cage.
I
don't know. You're right. It was Edward Pattinson.
Yeah. No, but
And we do learn here too that this is where we learn that Feyre and Rhys still do communicate using the mating bond. Although it is like muddied a little bit, the messages is kind of difficult to pass through. But they use it. Feyre uses it very sparingly because she doesn't know if it's being monitored or given.
I don't even know what that means. Like, yeah, I don't know how it could be monitored, but I think she's worried about because she's been hiding the scent of Rhys. Or I think she mentions that in another chapter before or after this, where she mentioned before that she still smells strongly of Rhys. Mm-hmm. And everyone else assumes like, oh, it's because she was with Rhys so long.
Yeah, there's like a mating, or his like the magic or whatever left a stink or whatever.
Yeah, like
and,
the mating.
Or that he put it on her, I think, as like a last joke. I think was also part of it.
Yeah,
I thought it was because the mating bond was just broken, and it takes a while for his like stank
his smell to
wear off.
His stank, yeah. But like, I think regardless, it ends with Feyre being like, This ruse is absolutely only going to last a few weeks at this point. Like,
because once they realize his stink,
or whatever.
Yes, exactly. Once the stink isn't gone away, people are going to start getting suspicious about it.
Also, Edward Pattinson has one credit to his name, which is a low-budget horror movie called The Sleeping Car from 1990 as a sound effects editor. Got a 4.7 on IMDb, so that must be who we were talking about.
Yep, that's him.
Yep. And then we learn more about these commanders who are, both the male and female twins. With
fucking a lot.
Yeah. The same ruddy hue and inky black hair.
Incredible.
It's Prince Dagden, which I hate that name
I did not
much.
even remember.
Every time they say it, it's the worst.
Right. Prince Dagden and Princess Kenneth Brannagh.
I was going to say Kenneth Brannagh. Same joke.
Damn it.
And they're the niece and nephew of the King of Highburn.
Oh, you're right. They're not kids. They're the niece and nephew. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
And then they immediately show up and they're like, no, we don't need separate rooms. We'll share a room. And then Lucian kind of gives this look of like,
Yeah.
Immediately
like,
Lucian
right.
clocks him as like, y'all fucking?
All right, we'll get you one room that has 2 beds in it. No, one bed is fine.
One bed, please.
Yeah, no, Patrick, you're right. Lucian is permanently now stuck in the Fry meme face of just permanent squint.
Everybody that he meets. Okay, we've got a nice king bed for you. No, smaller.
Smaller. One twin bed, please.
One twin bed.
One pillow.
God. Okay, so Dagdan is basically
Dagdan, not Dagdan, Dagdan.
Dagdan.
Hi, my name's Dagdan.
I'm Dirty Dagdan. It's not a good name. It's hard to roll off the tongue. Okay, so anyway, he and his sister are able to seem to be able to communicate silently, like they have their own mating bond, which also is unnerving.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Oh,
no, it's
shit.
not because of that. Don't
It's
bug
not
me.
that, but that's my fan theory.
No, that's canon.
No, it's because Feyre suspects that they're also the mind people that I keep forgetting the name of. What's
Daemati.
Daemati, yeah.
No,
she
no,
suspects
no.
they're
Fuck
Daemati,
My thing's better.
and then she finds out that they are Daemati.
Okay.
Dude, imagine
Two
you're
things
just
can
like,
be true.
dude, imagine you and like a relative walk into a room and a mating bond snaps and you're like, oh no.
Oh no, I have
Oh,
to die
no.
now.
I need to call a priest and a therapist.
Yeah.
Get a cauldron in here, stat.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
somebody help.
yeah. Anyway,
Imagine the King of Hybern's like, it worked. I can break mating bonds. Don't worry. I know Dagden and Brannagh, it's been so unnerving for you to have a mating bond between you and your sister.
No, I like it now.
I can break it now. They're like, no, it's okay. Don't waste the cauldron's power on it.
Yeah,
It's
I like
fine.
Okay, so
I'm kind of picturing the kids from down the street or whatever from Codename Kids Next Door with these.
those fucking weird British
those
kids?
creepy
Yeah, the weird British kids. That's kind of how I picture these two.
what a fucking pull. Also, sorry, a second Kids Next Door reference, because Edward Pattinson, the first result on Google is also that he is a character from Codename Kids Next Door.
Let's go.
Wow, full circle.
Wait. Oh, fuck. Wait, he is one of those kids.
Wait, what?
Which one of the kids?
Wait, what are the kids named?
I think so. Wait, hold
was
on.
he number one?
Hold on, I'm on... No, not the main kids. One of the British kids. Like the weird kids.
Shit. Dude, I just tapped into the ether.
What is... Okay, I'm on the Codename Kids Next Door wiki right now. My homepage. I am confused as to what... this is a very unspecific and poorly written article, so let's not worry about this right now.
Yeah.
I'd be lying if I said I didn't read through the Codename Kids Next Door wiki fandom within like the last 6 months.
That's incredible. That was a fun show. All right, so I'm trying to figure out how I can like sort of retrofit like Codename Faye Next Door or something like that. I don't know. We'll figure it out for the episode title. All right,
Put it in post.
I'll fix it in post. So Lucian and Feyre are supposed to, or rather, Lucian is supposed to escort the twins and Jurian up to the wall, which is like if you remember, like a day's ride away. It's not like a quick trip. And Feyre is like, no, I want to go too. And Tamlin's like, are you sure? Like, didn't Jurian like try to kill your sisters in front of you? And she's like, no, I forgot about that already. Let's do it. And he's like, oh, that sounds right. Okay. But you know, obviously, like you said, Tamlin's like so relieved to have her back. He's not gonna push her on like a single thing that she wants to do at this point, basically.
No,
so,
it's great. She can say fucking anything, and Tamlin's like, of course, yes, my love.
yeah, that sounds right. You're right.
Tamlin is giving Charlie vibes from the Twilight movies, where he's the dad.
Yeah,
He's
okay,
just
that's
the dumbest
100%.
character imaginable.
But he's
just going
also-
with literally everything.
Yes, but I do love that. The thing is that it's not like Charlie, because I feel bad for Charlie. And he's a good person. He deserves also.
He was an alcoholic though. He was drinking beer the
He wasn't like
entirety of
yeah, but he wasn't like beating his daughter or anything. He just had a drinking problem. That doesn't make him a bad person.
You can't drink beer with your breakfast though.
Yeah, but he was also
And
like
expect to have a
he was like the
functioning relationship.
that guy was the most divorced dad any dad has ever been. He's
Okay, but
the
when are you allowed to start drinking beer? Because I grilled
Not with breakfast.
near one time for cracking a beer at noon, and I got fucking dragged for it in the server afterwards.
That's true. Don't come after me. Okay, I think you can.
These are non-alcoholic when I am drinking. To be
Okay.
clear,
I
I
didn't
have
question
coffee.
it, but now I do think it's alcoholic. I didn't know you were drinking anything, but you held up a can and specified that it wasn't alcoholic, so now I think it
It
is.
says Athletic Brewing Company on it.
yeah.
Joe's holding
Non-alcoholic
up.
stuff.
Yeah, it says alcoholic beer on the side of the can, and Joe's claiming it's not.
Alcohol brewing company.
It says alcohol. It says danger alcohol inside. Okay, so they get to the wall, or rather, they're on the trip to the wall, and yeah, Feyre is like basically, like she is talking to Lucian and Jurian and stuff, and she's really trying to keep up this facade, and I think is doing well because I don't think Jurian has any fucking idea. I will say this: one, I don't think Jurian has any idea what's going on. Two, I don't think he cares.
Yeah,
like I think
that's accurate.
I think whether she is in love with Rhysand or Tamlin is irrelevant to his quest. So,
yeah, he's like I don't give a shit about this love triangle.
Yeah.
I just
we do find that Lucian's mechanical eye came from the Dawn Court, which is like a little bit of trivia, which I'm 100% sure will kick in later.
I think we're gonna learn more about the other courts in this book, right? Like we have to.
Yeah, we definitely are, because we've only been to like really 3 of them. So like they
this is the sequel. The third movie. This is when they have everyone like, okay, now we go on a world tour, and they go see everything else. Now
like as seen in Trolls World Tour.
Yeah, fucking Muppets take Most Wanted, like all that. They gotta do that for the sequel. They go on a world tour to see all the other courts.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's true.
And Feyre asks Lucian later in a chapter, "What does your eye see?" My immediate thought
You
was
see with your special eyes.
Yeah. But I think he's gonna say he sees the truth or sees lies or something. I think that's where this is going.
It might be.
No way.
But it might be that he just can see when, like, I don't know. Maybe he sees people's auras and he's like, "Oh,
he's
your
not
hue
gonna
is
see an
very pink
infrared
today."
or something.
No, that's way cooler. But it's like a predator eye or something like that. His one
Oh
eye
my god,
just
it's
happen,
100% a predator eye.
It's not like the Discworld series where he's gonna see like Octarine or whatever, the 8th color of the color spectrum.
Octarine.
What are these random ass pulls Joe's pulling today? What the
By
hell?
the way, I switched over to Octarine, and my teeth have never been cleaner.
No, man, I swear his eye's got to be a predator eye. Your thing is, Joe's saying his eye's just a bullshit meter. It doesn't see anything at all. It just sees truth and lies. What does it even look? What does a lie look like from an eye?
It's red, and truth is green.
It's infrared. Yeah, it just looks like it's infrared.
So whenever someone lies, just like a big red aura glows around their head.
No, it's like a comic book. And like just pop up like liar.
Spider sense.
Oh, like spider sense. Okay, yeah. All right. So,
have you seen
Spider-Verse?
Poker Face on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a great show.
Her whole thing is she just knows when people are lying.
Yeah. I definitely want to comment. I've definitely watched that show because it has the structure of it is something I've never seen in like a murder mystery thing before, which is that the first half of the episode is that you watch every event. You as the audience watch every event leading up to the murder and watch the murder happen, and then watch the murderer like dispose of the body and hide the evidence without the detective being anywhere there. The second half of the episode is the detective trying to learn all the information that you, the audience, already know. It is actually thrilling. It's super
Dude,
cool.
It's great. Poker Face is awesome. We haven't watched season 2 yet, but season 1 was awesome.
I haven't seen season 2 as well. But all right, anyway, let's go. So Feyre puts on her poker face and heads out with Jurian and Tamlin. There should be some sort of podcast awards for segues.
Wait, hangs out with Jurian and Tamlin?
Behind the bastards.
No, sorry, Jurian and Lucian. Excuse me.
No, we skipped some shit. We
did. Okay.
We skipped some stuff.
Yeah.
So like at dinner that night.
Oh right, they have the dinner first. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so they have that dinner that night, and then Feyre gets the Damati vibe from the two of them, and she's like, I'm gonna test something. She has her shield up.
They've got BDE, Big Damati Energy. Oh, there's the episode title. Great. All right, go ahead.
Yeah.
That's
man,
good.
it's nice when it just is that easy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she puts her shield up, and she's like, I have no idea if they're trying to get my shield, like get through my shield right now. And then she I can't feel like what she does, but she throws a net out because she gets a feeling, and then she captures the two of them as they're trying to get into Lucian and Tamlin's mind, and then flings their Damati energy back into their heads, and they recoil backwards in their seat. Like, whoa, what the fuck? And they recoil backwards and look at her. And then she realizes there's been a dead silence for a while, but right before they get thrown back into their seat, and Tamlin and Lucian are like, what's happening? What's wrong? And Feyre's like, nothing. It's fine. Ooh. Nothing. It's fine. And the two of them, they don't want to get, outed as trying to hack into their brain. So they look at Farah and they're like, oh shit. Like, so like
we got a real brain hacker in here with us.
Yeah. So they now know that Farah is like a threat. And also we find out that Lucian and Tamlin have put no effort into blocking their mental shields in any capacity, which is weird because we meet other people from other courts who have their own mental barriers. Like, what's his name from the
Tarquin?
Yeah, Tarquin, Grandma of Tarquin Duck.
Yeah.
He has like a barrier made out of like seawater, like a seawall. And when she tries to go into
that was
the summer guy.
That was the door, I thought, that had the seawall.
No. Okay, you're thinking of a physical seawall. What Patrick is describing is a
the
mental
door
wall
that she had to
ocean.
hack into with the essence of...
Well, there's that too, but Tarquin has a mind wall that was made out of like seawater, but she was able to get through it because she has all the court. Yeah, she able to she tricks the wall into thinking that she is him, so she gets through his wall and goes to his mind. So we learn that other High Lords have trained themselves against Damati, and I guess Tamlin and Lucian haven't.
I was
also
wondering...
we get that too with the twins. She goes to try and go into their minds, and she finds a wall made out of like
it was like bone or something.
Bone,
like
white
bone.
Yeah, like a white boner wall.
Did you say white boner wall?
Joe said bone or, and then and then stopped talking. So it sounded
I'm
like
gonna have a lot of
boner.
trouble picking a title for this one.
Boner walls.
Boner walls. Don't do that.
White boners.
White boners.
Yeah, so they're
white
like
boners and big day Madia.
So they head out to the big boner wall the next day. But
and then at some point during
cool,
like
I was finally glad we got to see like Daymati v Daymati action.
Action is probably a strong word, but yeah, I get what you mean.
From Farah's point of view,
it's like action in the same way like Death Note is like action.
No, it's like the South Park episode where they're all fake psychics and they're going like.
I like the idea of like from like Farah's point of view, it's an action sequence where she's like casting a net and hitting them back and they're flinging backwards. Mm-hmm. But you zoom out from any other bystander's point of view and they're all just sitting at dinner, dead quiet, nothing's happening. Yeah. You don't see any react. You see no mind.
That's
waves.
like okay. Have you? Sorry, this is so funny to me. There's like somebody on YouTube who made like a cut of like Death Note without any of the like what anyone's thinking going on, and it's just 9 straight minutes of men staring at each other in the eyes in silence.
I have not watched Death Note.
So incredible. Oh, Death Note's like it's absolutely my favorite anime.
I've seen
Hard recommend.
That same concept, but with Dexter. Dexter.
Yeah,
with the internal monologue cut.
Yes.
Yeah, it's very good. Okay, but yeah, so at this point we are we learned that Farah has. We learned a little bit about we learned Helion is predictably the High Lord of the Day Court, which I guess his parents named him after the sun. That makes sense.
Wait, what?
He-Lion. His name is He-Lion.
He-Lion, sorry. You cursed He-Lion. Sorry, this is a complete tangent, but I just remembered I had a friend in college.
That's so unusual for us, a complete tangent.
No, listen to me.
Continue.
This is worth it.
This is the most straightforward, linear episode we've ever done.
We're not even halfway into the content yet, and it's already been
I had a friend in college, and I know she's not listening, but if she is, she'll know this is targeted at her. The phrase that "wake up sheeple" that people used to use, like both ironically and unironically back in those days, like she thought people were saying "wake up she-wolf," like she-wolf, and so she said that to us one day, like "wake up she-wolf," like as a thing. Haven't really been able to move on from it 10 years later. Okay. Anyway,
yeah, this is where we learn. Yeah, the He-Lion of the Day Court gave her the ability to just break curses. Which is cool.
So Day is the curse breaker, I guess.
I thought she had that ability because she was Feyre curse breaker. I thought that that was a thing that she just got as part of being resurrected.
So did I.
I don't know. I kind of wish they made it that way, and I wish it was a separate extra power that she got that was not from a different court.
She's gonna meet He-Lion later, and he's gonna be like, "Hey, Farah Curseberger, nice to meet you. I'm He-Lion. I'm He-Lion Curseberger."
We have to commission a drawing of He-Lion, which is absolutely some sort of Thundercats, He-Man mixture.
It's
I'm
okay.
just picturing
It won't be the first time. I still, whenever I hear them say boggy, I'm like, what the fuck is a boggy? Oh, Boge.
The
It's so
Boge,
in my
okay.
brain. I can't think of the way it's supposed to be pronounced.
I did do that genuinely. I was like, what the fuck is that? And I was like, oh, right.
It's the Boge.
He-Lion Masters of the Universe is another good
He-Lion
contender.
Masters of the Universe. He-Lion Cursebreaker is going to introduce himself to Feyre Cursebreaker, and Feyre's going to be like, fuck, I thought that was my title. Damn.
Oh, damn, there's a whole bunch of curse breakers. So, yeah, they head out to
like
the
Rey
wall.
from Star Wars, where she introduced herself as Rey Skywalker at the end of the series.
My name is Rey He-Lion. Okay.
Rey
So
Cursebreaker.
they go to the wall, and Feyre does actually, talk to them about, like, how she got through when she went through last year, or which was when she went back to her sister's house after Tamlin sent her away. And like she shows them the actual place where she went through and all that, and does give them accurate information about where the other two holes are that they know about. Which, just to be clear, is this? I need this to be clarified for me. This is like not a physical wall, right? It's not like the Great Wall of China.
It's a physical wall in that, like, but it's invisible.
Okay.
Like it is an invisible wall that you cannot see, but if you reach out to touch it, it feels like you're touching like an actual physical wall. It doesn't feel like some weird air barrier. It is an actual physical impermeable wall that you cannot pass through except for those 3 cracks that she mentioned.
Okay, so it's not like when they say there's like a hole in the ozone layer.
I mean, I guess
they're lying about that. That's not real.
Yeah, sorry.
Joe, we can't. We front loaded all that bullshit. We're past that phase now.
You can't silence me. You're too
right.
far in. You can't get rid of me. You're on book 3. You can't spot me out at this point.
I mean, he's called my bluff. If I was able to silence him, I would have done it a long time ago. So yeah, while they're out there, Feyre talks to. Oh yeah, also, we learned that the others can't winnow very easily, or rather, one of them can and one can't. Right? The sister.
The sister Brannagh, Kenneth
Brannagh.
Can't winnow, so she has to do a spider monkey piggyback ride like in Twilight with her sex brother and winnow.
I mean, they do those back rides all the time, so it's just normal.
Yeah, I think so. Hold on tight,
What
spider
kind of
monkey.
sex position is that? A back ride?
The woman on the back.
Yeah.
Specifically.
Oh, yeah.
That's Joe, that's the spider monkey.
That's a spider monkey. Joe's never heard of the spider monkey before.
Fuck.
Okay, so Feyre is like, okay, what side of the war would you have fought on? Like, she talks to Lucian, like, if you weren't, like, beholden back then, like, would you fight for the humans? And he's like, yeah, I would have fought for the Human-Fae Alliance. And because he seems to, like, I think we talked about this before, like, he doesn't, Lucian just seems like he really, like, genuinely doesn't have anywhere else to go. Like, he definitely doesn't like where he is and what he's doing, but he also literally doesn't have anywhere else to go because he probably would be killed at this point. So, like, I don't know. I get that they're drawing a little bit of sympathy, but then, like, they talk about, like, he's like, okay, I came back to the manor the day that you left. And I was there before Tamlin. All I found was, like, the melted, it was engagement ring is what they're talking about, right? Like, yeah. The melted engagement ring, and so I got rid of it before Tamlin could see, like, that you had done that to it.
Oh, yeah, this is when we get the first indication that Lucian's, like, doesn't think she was kidnapped when she left.
Yeah, because he avoids say I got there the day you ... He doesn't really want to say left or was kidnapped. He's kind of implying it, and that like the ring melted off like when she was going Avatar state Super Saiyan. Yeah, like it kind of implies that she left that ring there. It wasn't something that happened to her.
But she was like, they melted it off. I didn't do it. They melted it off for me.
But
like,
I think even
Fry stare gif.
But even if I remember at this part, even her internal monologue is her like saying this stuff and like registering that Lucian does not believe her as she's saying it. Like she knows that he's not. Yeah.
And this happens a couple times where she is saying stuff that is so clearly bullshit. Like she says it to Alice too. Like Alice is calling her on her bullshit later. And Feyre's like, and she's lying anyways. And in Feyre's head, she's like, I don't think this person believes me, but I have to keep this ruse up, or there's a risk of it'll all come crumbling down if I even...
I think with Alice, Feyre should have been like, no, that's not what I'm doing. Wink.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think with Alice, when we get to that, I have an idea of how she probably should have handled this and how it's going to come back to haunt her. But
I agree.
With Lucian, I think she definitely knows that anything he mentions, he won't mention anything else to anybody other than Tamlin, because he doesn't trust anybody else. And Tamlin would beat the fuck out of him, would just backhand slap him if he speaks ill of Feyre in any way. So he's not going to... She knows that Lucian can't say shit to anybody.
She also knows that she is holding this, like, sword of Damocles over his head, where, like, if... He is fully aware, even if he can't prove it, that... She knows, like, she is the only way he's going to get to Elaine ever, is with Feyre, and, like, she could make that never happen with, like, the flick of her wrist. It would be nothing to her to make sure that he never sees her again.
Yep.
You know? So anyway, yeah, they are, the next morning, they have breakfast, and Ianthe is there, and...
Wait, is this after they went to... Did they already go to...
They already went to the wall and looked around, yeah. Sorry, Jurian... What did Jurian say? He said some shitty stuff when they were out there. He was like... what was he saying?
Oh, that when they were oh, no, this is...
When they were out at the wall, I mean.
No, this is later when we get to that part.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, this is in this next part. This is after this breakfast.
Okay.
Wait, did they already do all 3 walls?
Well, they only went to the first one.
This is when we talk about Calamai, which I have a whole thing about, like, the implications of this, but...
Right. Okay,
and I guess they note here, so this is pretty funny. So they have breakfast, the twins don't show up. Feyre's like, yeah, they're probably incestuous. Our friend from the Reviews from a Bookworm makes a note here that she does feel bad for real-life male-female twins because they're having to deal with the ramifications of twincest plots in fiction.
That's great.
So much so that there's a word for it, which is unfortunate.
And then also that the whole time throughout all of this, the twins are questioning Feyre about the Night Court, and she's then feeding them a mixture of truth and lies. So, she's trying to make sure that she gives them, if they're asking about, one of the examples was who the strongest Illyrian clans are, she will mention real Illyrian clans, but she'll mention that the strongest clan, like she'll name the strongest clan as the weakest. So she's doing this mixture of real facts, but they're actually lies.
Yeah, it's like actual espionage. Like she's doing,
and then anything that's too close or too important, she then feigns that she can't remember due to trauma memory loss or some other thing related to trauma, or that she didn't know it or something.
Yeah, it's really such magnificent bullshit that, like, I feel like so strongly that anyone she's talking to except Tamlin would have been like, this does not add up. Like, but it's good because, like, one, she gets to flaunt this cool confidence she has with all this planning she's been doing against the stupidest man in town. So it's like, but she's doing well enough that, like, the rest of the court is just not asking questions. So,
And she also asks Feyre so this breakfast is happening while they're still out. They're not back in the spring courtyard. This is like, because they did like a multi-day camping trip to go to the different holes in the wall, right?
Yeah. So they're still out at the wall when they had this conversation with Lucian.
Okay. Yeah. So then she asks about, I think she asks if, like, Ianthe and Tamlin ever boned at all while they're away. Yeah. And Lucian's like, no, not only that, Tamlin refused to take part in Calamine, which is,
if you remember, which is the fire festival.
The fairy fuck festival. The fire fairy fuck festival.
Mm-hmm.
And instead made Lucian go in his stead. And Lucian had to have sex with Ianthe during that. Mm-hmm. Which is so fucked.
Right. So this part is where you're like, okay, this dude is in a bad spot. Lucian is, like, I have to imagine even at this point, like, with this plus all the shit that's happened with the King of Hybern and stuff, like, I don't I don't really believe Lucian is as loyal to Tamlin as he used to be anymore. Like, however, again, we have to stress that he has literally nowhere else to go, because if he went anywhere else, those people would probably sell him right back to his dad. Like,
I don't think Lucian likes Tamlin.
I don't think he does either.
And it is just like, this is just the hand he's been dealt.
Yeah, this is to me kind of like almost a Tyrion-Tywin relationship, where Tyrion's like, yeah, I'm just fucking here. I don't really have a choice. Like, I'm just like, this is the hand I'm dealt. This guy sucks, but like, I don't really have a choice, until you have to make the tough choice of totally separating and joining a resistance cause kind of situation.
Which I am curious if that's going to happen. Like, is Lucian ever going to like really fully cut ties with Tamlin and like go to the Night Court or something like that? Like, I kind of have a hard time seeing that, really, but I am curious.
I don't know about like. Okay, I feel like I see him more doing a thing where he gives Feyre some sort of crucial information that she takes back and does something with, being his like redemptive moment, rather than leaving the Night Court physically, or leaving to physically join the Night Court and all.
Yeah.
Although this whole situation, what I was thinking about earlier in this, while we were recording this, was like, wait a minute. So our reviews from a bookworm, she points this out also. Why didn't Tamlin just do this in the first book? I would say that he also just didn't really give a shit about Feyre that much.
Yeah.
And is so set in his, like, this is how it's done.
Yeah, he's very, very about that, yeah.
But I think from a world building and everything perspective, what's interesting here is, so Calanmai, the whole point was that like the High Lord has sex to like the magic of the sex reinvigorates the magic of the land
or whatever.
Yeah. So does it not matter who's having the sex? Like, can you just give that magic? Can like anybody take the role as like the lead sex giver on Calanmai?
The lead sex giver.
Yeah, I thought it had to be a High Lord of the Spring Court, right?
I mean, the whole is Calamine just a bunch of fucking nonsense, anyways? Isn't this just?
Yeah, I guess it's also like, is that the situation? Is it just nonsense?
I imagine the Calamine is just not. It's like a traditional thing that happens and doesn't actually really have any magic to it. I could be wrong. Maybe there is actual magic to it. To me, it felt like this, like some ritual that's been happening for hundreds of years, and now they're just like too afraid to stop doing it because what if it actually? I don't know. I have no idea. It seems like bullshit, though.
Well, also as we get to with like the Ianthe and the sun thing, that whole ritual, quote unquote, is, as it's supposed to be like magic and blessing, is just a bunch of like bullshit. So maybe a lot of these are just like dumb traditions that are mixed in with actual magic. So I don't know. But it was portrayed as truly a magical thing that must happen, or magic will cease to exist in the land. And then they're like, I just made my lackey do it.
Yeah, can you imagine? Because, I mean, think about that, too. Because like, it's only a thing that Spring Court does, right? So, like, if they don't do it, then magic will cease to exist in the land. So is the logic there that only the Spring Court will lose magic? How do the other courts maintain their magic? Like, it seems like it's a very flimsy excuse to have a festival.
Some sort of sex festival, yeah.
Some sort of sex festival, yeah.
I don't know. Like, I don't feel like there's no magic involved, but I feel strongly.
Of love.
Okay. Here's I think I'm going to agree with what Joe said earlier, which is just that like there's not. I don't think Tamlin has really ever questioned it because it's just the way that his dad did things, and that he's been told to do this, so he just continues doing it without worrying too much about
the classic Tamlin excuse.
Yeah, a classic Tamlin move if I've ever heard one. Anyway, so yeah, so Tamlin has. I'm assuming in a way that would be not like forceful, like, hey, go do this right now. He did pretty much tell Lucian, you have to do this. And
he got voluntold.
Voluntold, yeah, exactly. So like, I don't know. This also like I think gives a really good picture of like what things were like at the Spring Court while Feyre was gone. Like how Tamlin has been running things, you know? Like the fact that he was this far gone to do something like this to ostensibly his best friend. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, but he cheats Lucian like shit all the time. Like,
no, that's not new. I'm just saying this is like a new level of being
low,
being bad. Yeah, like, I don't know.
And Feyre even makes a note here that she's like, you know, as much as I tried to hate Lucian, I can't help but feeling bad for him and kind of re-feeling that friendship that they had. She's trying to hate him, but she's like, I do remember liking this guy, as a friend.
But also, she's still...
But she does get him pretty hard.
She still
later.
fucking gets him so good later.
So hard. Yeah.
Still not really like... She still doesn't really fully see him as a friend, otherwise she wouldn't have done that. So,
no, dude. She is fully Reese-pilled now. Like, she is...
Oh, yeah.
She is, like, whatever it takes, man. I'm gonna get back to everybody.
I don't know if there's some... I don't know if this was said at all or really even hinted at, but I feel like some part of her is probably still hoping that if she can drive this wedge between him and Tamlin, like, he will, like, go against Tamlin, like, which is, I think, would be ideal for her, obviously.
For her, and also just, like, I think just by causing chaos in this house that has fucked her over and ruined her life and ruined her sisters, I think she's just happy to sow chaos.
Yeah. I have to say, like, and I don't know how this would work with the whole, like, mating bond with Elaine thing, but, like, in another book, I would say, like, Lucian is being kind of set up as this character that is going to make this, like, sacrificial death at the end to make everything happen and, like, make the good guys win. Do you know what I mean?
Maybe. I don't know about that.
But, like, I don't know how that would work. I don't think that will happen just because they set up this, like, mating bond thing or whatever. But
he hasn't displayed that level of selflessness.
No, I think they're trying to work him up to it, though, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We'll see, though. We're very early in. So...
this is the part we get to this next part about Alice is I was pretty irritated with the logistics of how this works, but I'll allow somebody else to read it so that I don't just go off on a tangent.
Sure. Okay. So basically, Alice is hanging out with Feyre, dressing her, I believe, for something, and
for the solstice. She's getting her ready for summer solstice,
right? And so she's like, I was there the day Moore came and took you, and I actually begged Moore to get you out of there. And then I lied.
Which did happen. We heard Alice say that to Feyre.
Yes, we did hear that, yeah. And said that Moore had... And then told Tamlin that Moore came in and abducted her. Alice, says that, like, Feyre came back different... or rather, she says everyone, around is like, oh, she came back wrong in a different way. But she's like, I think you came back right. Like, I think you were in a bad place before, and now you look like you're fulfilled. And she also tells Feyre about her cousin who works at the Summer Court Palace and saw her there when she was, like, an emissary with Rhysand when they went to meet Grand Moff Tarquin. And she was like, oh, they like, my cousin saw you there, and you were, like, happy, content, powerful, etc. Like, you really, like, genuinely seemed to be,
thriving.
Part of Rhysand's court. You were vibing. Yeah, exactly.
Well, I said I said thriving, but also vibing.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. You were thriving and vibing. And so, Feyre, and she also says Feyre, like, looks healthier now. Obviously, they bring up again that when she was here before, she was, like, skinny. You could see the bones poking out, and now she looks like, healthy and everything, all that. So she says Alice has a very different picture of what Feyre is doing here, because she basically is like,
Alice also mentions one thing before this. I think this is left out of the blur, but I remember Alice says that, like, servants talk in general, and she, like, I don't know where servants talk. I'm not sure there's like a
That's
servant meeting point.
How?
But, like, servants talk. I mean, you hear it through the grapevine. Like,
it's upstairs,
I guess
downstairs
the question is,
talk.
So I mean, we know the summer court is adjacent to the spring court is adjacent to the summer court, which is where Alice's family is. So, like, these courts are all near each other. I'm sure they have ways of talking. I don't think there's, like, a cool, like, servants bar, but I think there's, like, they whisper between courts and news travels between courts. And Alice has said just historically over time, she's heard about the way servants in different courts are treated. And the way that Rhys portrays himself, the way that he makes himself seem to people like Tamlin and Lucian, is at odds with how she has heard that Rhys treats the servants and stuff like that. And in general, you hear that thing about, like, you can tell a lot about a person from the way they treat, like, servers in restaurants.
Inferiors or whatever.
Inferiors, yeah. You can tell a lot about a person from that. So, like, by hearing, Alice has heard that Rhys treats all the servants and all the way the servants are treated and fed and, like, everything like that in the night court, or at least in Rhys's court specifically, is very good. Like Reese treats them all very, very well. So Alice says she's always been kind of skeptical about like the way Reese displays himself. And she again alludes to when Moore rescued her, it was clear that Moore was like concerned about Farah. She wasn't there to like she could get that vibe like, oh, this person has a rapport with Farah and cares about her and wants to rescue her. So like Alice is a smart lady. It makes sense.
I think she's been around for a long time and she's seen a lot of shit. You also have to remember she's, even by fairy standards, seems to be pretty old. So, like,
yeah, I imagine she's extremely old. And
I do think it is. I think I would agree that what I think Joe is trying to get at, which is that like during this like wartime and everything, it is probably a little bit harder to just buy that like servants are like hanging out at the servants' speakeasy or whatever and chatting about this like without any of the people on top knowing about it. But
I imagine you also like you probably get it from when you have marriages between courts, their personal servants are gonna move. Like there is probably some transfer of servants between courts at times where they're like, hey, I heard these stories, like what's it like being a servant here, and vice versa. And eventually it makes sense.
Do they have like a Glassdoor equivalent for like fairy servants?
Oh, they gotta have one of those.
Yeah.
Had thumb stuck in eye. Don't recommend Night Court.
Don't recommend it.
Reese was cool though. Everybody else sucked.
Yeah, Reese, 5 chili peppers for Reese. It's also Rate My Professor now. I can't believe they got rid of that function, the only use of the website. Okay, so let's anyway, Alice and Farah are talking, and Alice is like, okay, I know that you're here to destroy Tamlin's home and his court and eat his eyeballs. I just, whenever you do that, I just please like leave my nephews out of it. And she's like really stunned at first. She's like, I can't believe like Alice thinks I'm some sort of person who would like kill or hurt her nephews even who have done nothing to me, like in my pursuit of revenge on Tamlin. But you know, she still has to. I kind of don't. I really thought she was going to just give Alice something and be like,
yeah,
keep it quiet. Like literally just a let's not talk about this. You know,
I thought what she was going to do. Sorry, go ahead, Patrick. You go first.
I was saying like you're not even give her information and say keep it quiet. I thought she could have been vague enough to be like, I don't know what you're talking about, but if I were to do something like that, of course I would leave your nephews out of it.
Yeah,
like
something like
no
that,
confirmation that she's planning anything, but just saying like, Alice, you know me, I would never do anything to hurt your nephews. But she doesn't even give that reassurance.
She's just like,
planning something. What are you talking about?
Yeah, she's just playing dumb the whole time. We're trying to maintain that act. Like I guess that's kind of been her default setting when she is lying, is to kind of do the play dumb thing. Or with the line, I thought what she was going to have to do was make the hard choice that Reese has done in times and wipe her memory, because that is what this is going to bite her in the ass, not having done that. I thought that she was going to have to make that tough choice of wiping Alice's memory of this conversation, of her knowing that. And I think maybe she still will in the future, as Alice is like potentially gearing up to talk to somebody.
So do you think the Daimati twins, like the Hybern twins, because they tried going into Lucian and Tamlin's minds unsuccessfully, is the fear here that they're going to start looking into the minds of the servants like Alice and then find information or something like that?
Probably. Or just somehow, like having anybody that knows anything. Same with Valaris. Like having anyone that knows anything is dangerous because people can find information somehow or another.
I guess, but Alice's information is mainly speculative.
But like she also, I don't know, she was right there when Feyre got like taken, and
so that information is potentially damning because
but she also knows that Feyre's on a quest for revenge against Tamlin, and that's pretty damning evidence that she's not the devoted wife anymore.
Well, she doesn't know that. That is speculation. That is Alice's speculation,
but
based on Alice's knowledge of everything that she mentioned and her knowledge. And like with that, that recontextualizes Feyre's presence in here and everything, all of Feyre's actions. So Alice is probably thinking like, oh, she's on a revenge course against Tamlin. Feyre doesn't actually confirm that in any capacity. She's like, I don't know what you're talking about. So it is just speculation, even if she's right.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, that's the thing we have to remember, is that even though she's 100% right, it is. She's making speculations, but anyway,
it still should be wiped. I think she's trying to approach this like Rhys in the way that Rhys would, or a Night Court person would. She has to make the tough call of doing the fucked up thing and wiping the memory.
That may still happen.
Right?
Yeah, that may still happen.
So I'm about to have a toddler home with me, so I'll be muting myself on and off a little bit.
Okay. So the summer solstice arrives, and so Ianthe has some sort of ceremony set up for them. They have to go to this altar, and there are some prayers and stuff they basically have to say. Feyre actually worked with Ianthe to pick out like what kind of prayers they should do, meaning that like Jurian and Tamlin and the twins would all be there, and then like Lucian would be just kind of watching off to the side like a cuck in the cuck chair. No comments on the cuck chair. That's fine. Let's continue.
I'm muted. I'm sorry. Cuck chair. Good joke, Nirav. 7 out of 10.
Yay, cuck chair.
That's not all right. That's good enough, I guess. All right.
You did good, buddy. You did good.
I don't want to hear that I made the fucking like
James,
Far
James,
Cry 6 of video games.
James, can you say that Nirav made a good joke? Can you say good joke?
Can you say cuck chair?
He can't hear you right now, thankfully, so he's not going to say. And I'm not going to repeat what you said.
I know. That's why I said it.
Can you say hi, James?
Hey, hi.
Hey.
Hi. Can you say good joke?
Good duck.
Good joke. Good enough.
That's good. Thank you. That was a 7 out of 10 good joke response.
Yeah, Nirav needed some sort of acknowledgement of his joke. It was a mid joke, but I'm glad you said it was good.
Can he say mid? Can he say mid joke?
Oh, that's good. James, can you say mid joke?
Duck.
Mid joke.
Mud duck.
Mid joke. Good.
I heard mint julep, so I'm gonna go with that.
What about can you say bad joke? Can you say bad joke?
But duck. Yeah.
Bad joke. Yeah. So now you have a recording of him saying good joke, mid joke, and bad joke. So do that what you will.
Great. Yeah. I'll use that to censor the name of this person at the beginning of the episode, and I'll just say bad joke.
Good. Yeah. Perfect.
Okay. So anyway, they blah 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 blah. They do the ceremonies. Okay, the sun rises, and so Ianthe has moved. Ianthe basically is doing like a prank, or sorry, Feyre's doing a prank.
No, this is way more than that. So this whole thing with
me.
the solstice is that when the sun rises, it's basically this big ceremony where the sun is supposed to rise on Ianthe, where it is like supposed to be the sun blessing her as like the high priestess, that she is all important, like it is this divine chosen light is shining on her. But all that's really happened is that her servants have like done the calculations because, astrology or astronomy to figure out where the sunbeam is going to go once the sun rises, and they've marked on a tile where that is going to happen. So Ianthe would just stand on the X, and it's going to hit her when she stands on the X, and all of this ceremony is going to go according to plan. What Feyre has done is, using her wind powers, has like moved that tile off, or moved that X, whatever it was marked on, over, so that Ianthe is positioned off mark, essentially. And then Feyre has taken where that mark is going to be, so that when the sun ends up rising, it actually rises on Feyre, and then Feyre uses her like glittering powers from whatever court that was to glitter like luminescently, magnificently, and just looks amazing. And kind of pretends to be all scared, shocked, like, oh, I didn't know what's going on here. And everyone's like murmuring, oh, Feyre Cursebreaker, oh, as if she's like now been like blessed by this chosen divine light. And Ianthe has to be like, what the fuck is this? Like, this is supposed to be my show here.
As I said, epic prank.
And then it's a solid 10 out of 10 prank. Actually, no, we'll give this prank like an 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. Because the next one's a 10 out of 10.
Tonight's prank is a 10 out of 10.
This is still 9 out of 10 prank. And then she also kind of carefully orchestrates it so that like the blocking of this whole thing. So she waits until Tamlin and everyone else is on the other side of the altar, and then Lucian is standing next to her, and all the crowd is around her. So when she does start glowing, Lucian, like, she didn't even coach Lucian to do this, but he like kneels next to her and like shows reverence to her as well, which like that plays into the later's prank. Like,
this tells me two things, which is that one, Feyre would be very good as a DP, director of photography. She seems to be very good at blocking and placing people where they physically need to be located for the shots to work. And she's got really good game sense, so she would be really good at like Counter-Strike.
Okay.
Anyway, so sorry.
I guess it seems like Patrick has adopted a parrot in place of a child.
I have to keep. We did talk about him parroting words earlier, but yeah, I have to keep
That's
muting
true.
myself because he'll just randomly scream. Now he's upset about something.
And then so after this, so she does make Lucian then kneel down in front of her, and they note it being like, as if like a knight in front of his queen kind of thing.
Yeah.
And
then she like kind of lets, and she also like lets him glow a little bit, and everyone's like, "What are these two up to?" Like whispering in the back.
Yeah.
Which is a good setup for tonight's prank.
Yeah. And then after all of this, she does just give a quick like bond check in to Rhys, like, "Hey, just checking in.
They do mention
Everyone's good."
she has not talked to him since the day that she got there, though. Like, she has been very careful.
No, she had one more communication in the beginning of this chunk of chapters. She had when she got there, she did the whole "I love you" thing, or like, "We're safe, everyone's okay." And I think like at the beginning of these chapters, she mentioned briefly like, "Hey, Hybern's coming tomorrow. Heads up." And he said, "Stay safe." And then now this is the third time that she just said like, "Hey, I love you." And she kind of gave the vibes, like she didn't tell the whole story, but she gave the vibes of a funny prank. She's like, "Hey, Rhys, played a funny prank on Ianthe," and he goes, "Haha, nice, fucking got him."
Yeah.
I put her stapler in Jell-O. It was fucking great.
Yeah. And then so after this, we'll tell this as we are told of this in the book. So Feyre, she goes to sleep. She's like, okay,
Well, briefly before this, during Solstice, she does like dance with Tamlin, and she still like lets him believe like, "Hey, we're good." Like, I asked him to dance, and then we danced together, and then like everything's okay. Everything's like basically feeding into like she's happy to be here, kind of feeding into that a little bit.
Yeah, like, "Oh, do you think Ianthe's mad at me? Like, I didn't do anything." Like,
yeah,
that was
just
scared.
the sun. That was the sun did that. So I can't.
Yeah.
She needs to fire her astrologer / astronomer.
Yeah. So then that night she was like, "Oh, I'm just," as we're told, she's like, "Oh, just like it was so hot. I just want to put on this like thinner night dress. I was so sweaty."
Yeah,
so
real
she had
lazy.
a nightmare in the middle of the night. She cries out in the middle of the night. So she runs to Lucian's room. She's like,
before we do this, I want to comment, like, the way this chapter is written, it doesn't really like clue you, the reader, in on like what she is doing at any point until afterwards, which is fun. I like that, because I was like, I knew like something is going on here where she's like pulling a fun prank, but I was like, where is this going? But yeah, I liked that, how it was.
I didn't know she was playing a fun prank. I thought something was going to happen, but
I was like, she's doing something.
She's doing
planning
something. Yeah, I didn't think it was a prank.
Know what.
But yeah, but
we're
yeah,
using the word prank really liberally today. But yeah,
it's a good prank. But yeah, like to your point, she like when they're describing it, the writing in the book says, "Oh yeah, I'm so hot, so I put on this sheer sexy nightgown because it was thin." And then later on, she then describes, "Oh, the real reason she did that was because of blank." But anyways, continue explaining the funny prank.
Yeah, she's like, "Oh, I had a nightmare, so I went, I run to Lucian's door. He answers at the second knock. I
Who's
throw my arms around
who's directly across the hall from her, as we alluded to previously.
Yep. And she throws her arms around and immediately begins crying. Their comfort.
He's also not wearing a shirt.
Well, first,
he's also not wearing a shirt.
She can hear him, like, he quickly pulls on a pair of pants because he was sleeping in the nude, but like he opens the door frantically and he's still not wearing a shirt. So he's wearing pants but no shirt. She's wearing a sheer nightgown, and then she throws her arms around his neck.
Mm-hmm. And they have like a comforting conversation where she kind of just, is like, "Oh, just, I don't know where I am when I wake up," and all this kind of stuff. And, they hug.
and she hears this low rumble off in the distance.
Well, she's using
as we're told. Yes, as we're told.
Oh, you're right.
As we're told, we hear a low rumble off in the distance, and so she leans in to give Lucian a kiss, and as that happens, Tamlin walks in and goes, "What are you doing with my wife?"
Yeah, and then Lucian's like, "Did I do that?"
Yeah.
Well, Lucian is like, Feyre cuts Lucian off before he can say anything. Like, Tamlin walks in and she goes, "What are you doing?" And Feyre goes, "Oh, I had a nightmare. It was just a nightmare. That's all it was. And Lucian was comforting me from this nightmare. Let's go back to bed. I want to go back to bed." And then she quickly steers Tamlin out of the room or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. So she plays it off really well, like something was about to happen, basically. Like if Tamlin had not walked in there.
And then we get into a flashback sequence where she's like, I knew I would put on the lacy night dress.
Ocean's
I faked the
I was
nightmare.
gonna say it's the Ocean's 11 setup where and then I perfectly put this banana peel here because I know he'd slip on it. Basically, it was just the whole perfect setup.
Yeah. So she did this whole thing where she would basically she had a moment with Tamlin earlier today where she was touching him and caressing him when they were outside and kind of hinting to him okay, I'm ready again for us to be together physically. And
she never did that. She did not hint at all. She just knew Tamlin's a horny bastard and
no, but that's what I'm saying is that was her hint, was just her being touching him,
her being friendly, because Tamlin's that kind of guy. Her simply being friendly with him would make him be like, "Oh, now we can have sex," is what Tamlin was going to think.
Exactly.
She knew Tamlin well
enough. Yeah, well, when a barista or waitress talks to you, that means that they are into you.
Obviously.
That's true.
Yeah, every time a barista asks for my name, I go, "Whoa, they must be into me." Whenever I order my meal, I order my drink, and the barista asks for my name, they must be into me.
Here's a good tip, especially for our younger men listening, if there are any. I don't know if that's true, but if you don't ask a woman for her number or on a date in a situation where she cannot physically leave right that moment.
Yes.
Like if she is at work or something.
Yeah. And a woman being nice to you just means that she's just, being a decent
Sometimes
person,
she might just be nice.
Yeah, she could just be a nice person, just treating you like a human being. Doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. Although according to the demographics I've been looking at, I don't think we have anybody this information would be.
I think the tip advice to young men is just don't be fucking weird. Yeah,
hey, just ask yourself, is what I'm doing fucking weird? If the answer is yes, stop doing that thing.
Yeah, it's really easy to fall
The problem is
into
weird
that trap,
people don't
frankly.
know they're weird.
Well, then also ask yourself, am I fucking weird? Have that conversation with yourself once a month. Put time on your calendar to sit down.
Joe, what you're saying
minutes.
is bordering dangerously close to therapy, which we cannot have these people doing.
No, this is free. Therapy costs money. This is free. Sit down once a month with yourself, 5 minutes, and just say, am I fucking weird?
Yeah, so Feyre
if
ends
you
up
are a
this
young
whole
man,
thing, and
you need it.
She used an air shield to block any of the scent of what they were doing, or the fact that Tamlin was coming, or sound, etc. That
so she did two things. She set up a trip wire to the house, fuck the balloon.
Balloons.
Why is this 6 times funnier every time it happens?
I don't know why you find it so funny. It doesn't do anything for me.
It's not the balloons. It's Patrick's face when he sees that he's made the balloons.
Fuck.
It really is like watching two cats with a cat toy whenever these fucking balloons come out. I swear to God.
Well, we're triggering. We're bouncing off each other. I do the balloons
100%.
happen. I make a face. Nirav loses
I think the
it,
face is amazing.
and then Nirav loses it, and then I.
Yeah, who are you? All of my teachers I've ever had. Nerve.
Anyways,
Nirav,
so she does two things.
God,
she makes
fucking hell.
She makes a tripwire. She makes a tripwire with her powers, so she knows when Tamlin is approaching, and she makes an air barrier around Lucian's room. So yeah, he can't smell Tamlin approaching. So he smell or hear Tamlin approaching.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Lucian doesn't know.
So ultimate prank fulfilled. Thank you, Prank Sinatra. And Feyre goes back to her room, satisfied. She shuts the door behind her, and she's like, just as planned. So it is very clear at this point that her main thing here is that she is going to turn Tamlin and Lucian against each other and essentially just create chaos in this court.
I think she mentions it early in the chapters as well, that her whole plan is to get everyone to turn against each other. Like her and like Tamlin and Lucian, Jurian and everyone, like the Hybern people. Like she wants everyone to be fighting when she leaves.
It's a good plan for sure. So,
and then she also mentioned in this whole Tamlin Lucian thing, she kind of calls back to a couple different instances in the past where Lucian's been like very comforting to her, which is just he's just a friend, but she knows now that by doing this incident and by letting Tamlin see what he saw, that Tamlin's now going to be frantically replaying every Feyre and Lucian interaction from their entire friendship.
He's going to be like he's going to be getting on YouTube and watching like a supercut of all Feyre Lucian interactions.
Yeah, and now he's going to be like going crazy about like, oh my gosh, I thought they were just being friendly, but actually as what's been happening in the background this whole time. So
this is interesting because so this was the first question I had at the end of these chapters, which was, does Lucian realize that he was just the victim of a setup?
I think so.
I think
he's going to know.
But I'm not sure.
And we'll see how that it won't backfire, but we'll see how Lucian reacts to Feyre now moving forward.
I think this is where I'm like, I think Feyre's flying a little too close to the sun.
Yeah, I agree.
This espionage.
This is going to collapse sooner than she thinks it is. I agree.
Because this is like I know that she wanted revenge, but this is feeling more like a revenge mission than a espionage. What is Hybern up to mission?
I think she can. I don't know. We'll see. I think she's able
trying
to do
both, but I don't know if you can do both as successfully.
Yeah.
I like to think that we're at the point now in book 3 where Feyre has been on the receiving end of so much shit for so long that we're going to get a pretty good... Maybe stuff will collapse, but I think we're going to get like more good moments of Feyre just being a badass and curling everyone in this house around her finger more and more.
I think so. Again, it will explode at some point. Is the thing? It's not going to just be like a simmer.
I guess the question is, will it explode in a way that is her controlled, intentional explosion, or will something happen?
Controlled burn.
A controlled burn, yeah. Because her intention is to basically like drop a match when she leaves and fucking blow this house as she leaves. Like she plans on like, okay, I have a couple weeks and she's gonna bail out and leave it, like set this whole place on fire as she leaves. So the question is, will that trigger before she can intentionally do it?
Mm-hmm.
I just am wondering if this revenge mission is going to make things blow up before she can get all the information that she really should be getting over the revenge mission. I don't blame her for wanting to do the revenge mission, to be clear, but from like the logical calculating side, is this going to make it more difficult for her to keep playing the part while trying to extract information?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay. My let's I guess we'll transition to some predictions here before closing out. So I guess I'm gonna I feel pretty confident that this, like I said, like this is not going to... Okay, how about this? I will say that before the end of the next chunk of chapters, this ruse will have collapsed and Feyre will have maybe not been found out, but the jig is up. Like maybe she has left on her own terms.
Yeah, I agree with that.
The jig is up. And I also think that I'm curious,
which is a lot sooner than like. I think you guys were thinking that she'd be in this house for like half of the book, and I thought it would be shorter than that. But
I think you were correct, because like I was picturing this going differently. But you're right. At the pace at which she is flying too close to the sun here, it's not gonna happen.
But also she's flying too close to the sun, but she's aware that she has a very short fuse caused by Rhys's stench on her, so which is something we didn't know in the last book. We didn't take that into account. So like she has Rhys's stench on her. She knows she only probably has a couple of weeks at best. So she's kind of just like fucking go big or go home, balls to the wall.
That makes sense. Yeah, like might as well. I do feel still that like I don't know. I'm wondering what we're gonna find out about like what the other characters have been up to when she gets back, because she will have been gone for like probably a month or so at least, like if not more.
Yeah, we thought we'd get some like some Reese perspective chapters, but that hasn't actually happened. And if
that has not happened yet, but
if they only end up being separate for a few weeks, like, are we going to get that?
Maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Anyone else have any predictions?
I think that this is not an immediate prediction for the next chunk of chapters. I don't have like an immediate definitive this is going to happen, but I do think that the Highburn
information she's being given is not accurate, because the King of Highburn definitely doesn't buy this shit. Like, he knew
I think he knows
that she was with Reese and was 100% a like free willing participant of all of that. So I don't think that this whole thing about the cauldron being drained is legitimate. I think that was false information.
But we also think that the King of Highburn thinks he broke the bond. So as far as he is aware, she has no way of communicating this information to Reese. So as long as she stays in the spring court until he strikes, she wouldn't have any way of communicating this back to him. Like, I think you're right that maybe that not all the information she's giving him is correct, or that she's being given is correct. But I think the King of Highburn probably wouldn't suspect that she has any way of communicating with the Night Court. So maybe he's not, like, we've seen that the King of Highburn is arrogant. Like, he spent the whole end of that book bragging and flaunting and like completely misjudging Feyre's powers. So I think that will continue for a bit. I think they don't understand. I think they underestimate how powerful Feyre is.
Do you think that he, with the bond, either one like knows that he broke, like maybe he just truly does know that he was breaking the oath, not the bond, or maybe two, alternately, there's other ways of communicating or feeding the information other than the bond. Like, they still could be like through like spies with
Azriel.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. I was
because she does mention, we didn't talk about it, but she does mention that she knew Azriel had spies in the spring court, but Azriel has pulled those spies because he doesn't want them to be under near jurying and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like this whole thing is so delicate. Like, he's like, we have Feyre there. Like, we don't need to blow up everything or make anybody a target.
Yeah.
Right. One other thing I was wondering is I'm curious if when Feyre does get back to like the Night Court folks, like I'm guessing they're not going to be in. I don't know what location they'll be in, but I'm curious if like Elaine and Nesta have like developed like relationships and rapports with these people now, like to where they're just kind of like, we've been here for so long, we're just like chilling now.
Well, they did technically already know them because the couple
they did already know them, but I'm like, are we gonna see that like our long foretold Cassie and Nesta relationship has already been starting to happen in the background, like when Feyre's been over here?
I don't think it counts as shipping it if it's happening, but yeah,
it does count. You can still like yell at it.
You can pre-ship.
That's true.
Guys,
that's my prediction.
Guys, do not pre-ship. I don't care how many pre-ship bonuses they offer you. Just wait for the reviews to come out, okay?
Yeah, don't pre-ship before it comes out.
But I do think that they are going to be, their hideout is going to be the cabin area that Feyre went to when she was soul searching, because we did get explained that the only people that can go there are, like, they have to be allowed in by
I think Reese and Moore are the only people that can go in or whatever. Yeah,
they have to be family or allowed in by Reese or Moore. So,
and they're family now,
yeah.
Oh, they are family.
And so that feels like the safest place to go, where no one probably knows where that is either, because obviously Valaris has been revealed.
Yeah, that's one thing that we also... I'm curious to see what's happened to Valaris now that like it has been found. I don't know if it's been like
they know where it is
over per se.
Well, they know where it is, but then they put up the stronger wards this time. So
why didn't they use the strong wards in the first place?
Talked about
we figure
this.
that out?
You know, we didn't. Well, maybe we will. Maybe they'll talk about it. But yeah, so
most of the courts know about it either yet. It's just Highburn.
Highburn knows about it.
Put out a mass press release about it.
Oh wait. I was also gonna. Here's my other prediction, which is that we will find out soon that at least one, probably just one, but at least one of the other courts has joined the King of Hybern and Spring Court alliance.
I can see it. I mean, the Autumn Court, right? Oh, maybe the Autumn.
That's Lucian's family.
Maybe the Autumn Court joining the Spring Court gives Lucian another reason to fucking want to dip.
To peace out.
Because I think Lucian says in these chapters, he's like, oh, whatever my father's doing, I'm not doing that. Like, I'm against my father in any capacity, whatever. So like maybe that happens, and that gives Lucian an excuse.
I mean,
to
I
bail.
could see him by the end of this, like the third act of the story, like, you know, joining them and forming an uneasy alliance. We will see what happens.
We'll see.
Oh, that would be a good like final breaking point for him. Is like Tamlin of all people allying with his dad,
with his father.
Yes.
I think that would 100% break him. Yeah,
That would be
a pretty big slap to Lucian, and then Tamlin would be like, we need allies right now. Your father says he's sorry.
Yeah, this is more important than you. Also, he said he was sorry, uwu, and you know,
oh please baby forgive me. You have to get over it. Like, this is important. We have a war to win.
I wonder if, because one weird thing is that like Lucian and Elaine's mating bond snapped into place like instantly, but as far as we know, Nesta and Cassian's mating bond has not snapped into place yet. So like, is that gonna happen?
We don't know. It also may not matter because they said it doesn't happen for everybody anyway. Like,
okay, but like it's not gonna happen.
Okay,
right?
Yeah.
Oh, but
So critically, we were told about it snapping into place only because it was revealed to us from Lucian's perspective, or like his actions, not from Elaine's actions. Obviously because she was like dying.
Yeah.
Cassian also in the middle of dying. And the other sister that I'm now drawing a blank on because my brain is fried. Nesta. I don't know how I forgot that. This is like me calling Rhys Tamlin for an episode straight. But Nesta was also in the middle of taking care of her sister. Like, I think
maybe they just haven't noticed yet.
Yeah, maybe it just wasn't relevant to the plot, so we weren't told about it.
I mean, it could have been like Nesta was.
That's what I was saying. Is like
Nesta was worried about Elaine. Cassian was dying, so if it did happen, maybe they just didn't register that it happened.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. Is like maybe we get back there. They've been living like roughly together for like a month, spending a lot of time together, and Feyre gets back, and they're like, "Yeah, we mating bonded like a month ago. You're really behind on this shit."
Yeah, we've been fucking boning.
We've been mad. We've been at the boner wall for like a while now.
Be a BDE, baby.
Okay, let's get out of here. We have to stop.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys for listening. We are, like I said, we're continuing on through book 3. We are trying to kind of sort out the chapters so that this season is like not much longer than the last one, probably about maybe an episode or two longer. But yeah, so we should be back on regular schedule when this comes out. And yeah, so just I guess theme song is Red Queen by Parachutes. There will be a fully recorded, mastered version of that studio version soon, which I'm actually going to switch to.
Oh, cool.
In the show too, which we heard that yesterday, which was really good. So I would love to.
You heard it live yesterday, specifically, right?
I heard the live version of the new mix, basically, of it, which I like. It's shorter but also snappier, and there's some cool guitar stuff going on. So you'll be able to hear that, and their other songs. They'll have like a full EP coming sometime in the next few months, up on Spotify. So check out that from Parachutes. There is always, if you're on Spotify, there's always a link directly to the band, like in the episode notes, that you just click on. Takes you to the Spotify page for them. And other than that, I guess, do we have any other things we want to shout out quickly?
Keep on trucking.
We can do that. I would be fine doing that.
Support your local bookstores. Oh man, I should get my son to say "keep on trucking" next time.
Yeah, next time.
I should get that.
You got to train him every day.
I'm gonna start practicing "keep on trucking" every day with this kid until he's a master of saying "keep on trucking."
Until he's a master. Okay.
James, can you say "keep on trucking"? Trucking. He says trucking. I don't know if you can hear that.
Trucking's a good start. That is the most important word in the phrase.
It is.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Thanks, everyone.
You guys for listening. We'll be back. See you.
Bye.
Maybe you could have it all. Get down on your knees and pray. Maybe she will let you stay good enough if you play the game.